What's going on, everybody? Oh, and I've switched over to the wrong camera because tonight we got a guest. We got Matt from Dig Nation on. What's going on, Matt? How are you?
I'm well. Yourself?
Doing good. So we finally got the technology working. So we actually have Matt with us in the chat tonight. So welcome to the live stream, everybody. This is, before I forget, before we go any further, this is the last live stream we're doing of 2022 because next weekend is Christmas. The following weekend is New Year's. I'm not going to attempt to compete with your family on either one of those holidays. So we're not going live for the next 2 weeks. So really quick.
2021?
What's that? Yeah, I'm sorry, 2021, because next year's 2022. Good call. Good call on that.
Well, we got a year, huh?
Right, yeah, that's right. So yes, of 2021. So let's we already got a bunch of comments waiting. So we've got Richard, good evening. How's everything going? Everything's going well. What are you working on for today's podcast? I don't have a podcast I'm working on today. But we've recorded, let me think back here. We've recorded, I think, five podcasts out from where you guys are actually listening. And we've had some really, really good topics. So I'm really excited to get those to drop. Planning a trip to get some vacation time to play with some equipment. Not to play with equipment. So the next time I travel is going to be the second or third week in January, I believe. I think it's the second week. And Rick and I are both going to Orlando, Florida for AED's National Summit. We're going to be broadcasting live from there. You won't see it on Diesel and Iron because we're broadcasting on AED's official YouTube channel. But it's going to be 2 straight days of broadcasting there. And tonight I'm drinking, I've gone full desperate housewife. I'm drinking white wine. So we had white wine with dinner, and so I had some left over. That's what we're drinking tonight. But and you got Miller Lite. There you go. It's hard to beat. So
I'm a beer man.
Hey, good call. By the way, I just saw Ryan caught me on Top Chat again. I've got to get in the habit of checking that. Thank you, Ryan. So if I don't turn Top Chat up, I can't even talk. So if I don't turn Top Chat on, it only shows me like a third of the comments, and then I look like a total a-hole because I don't answer everyone. And the guys didn't point that out to me till recently. So let's see here. No talk of Andrew Camarada, no union talk, and no Aaron Witt. Andrew would like to relax tonight. Well, for you, Andrew, we will try to keep the topics light and Andrew sensitive. So, in fact, on that note, Matt, why don't you give us a little history on how you got into the industry?
So, my wife and I, we lived in California, and we weren't married at the time. And then, anyway, long story short, a family member of mine's now husband's family owned an excavation company, a little small one, mom and pop thing. And then I was in that for 5 years and just doing the residential, and then, the odd and end retaining wall thing, or maybe the main line thing every once in a while, but that was it.
Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me. Thank you.
And then when I first got into it, like, I didn't know, I've been in construction over 20 years, and then just getting into the excavation side of it, that was like, I loved it. You know, it was like a video game.
Yep.
But a very serious, intricate video game,
One that has some real high stakes.
Yeah. So if you break that, a lot of people could die. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Some people don't understand as operators. They're like, oh, there's a stick pullers. Well, yes, we're stick pullers. But then again, we're watching 360 3D, a 360 3D of everything around us.
Right.
And we're trying not to hit mainline gas lines that could blow up a whole neighborhood and kill hundreds of people. I really hate to put it that way. I'm not down. But I mean, it's life. But
right.
We get a thrill out of it. We're like, yes, we didn't hit nothing. It's been a good day. We got a bunch of pipe in the ground. We got you know, I get excited.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's fun. So the mom and pop company you were talking about, is that the company that you switched away from just recently?
Yes.
Gotcha. And then the company that you're working for now, roughly how many employees you guys got?
We have two divisions. We have one here in Salem, and we have another in Medford.
Okay.
And I think altogether it's like 150, maybe 200 employees.
So decent sized company.
Yes.
And you guys are primarily underground work?
I don't know what the Medford division does, but I'm pretty sure underground, you know, just a lot of pipeline and road work, stuff like that.
I gotcha.
You know, it's booming right now, so
Yeah.
especially here in Oregon.
And are you guys doing like heavy civil government projects, like highway and road projects? Are you primarily doing private projects like subdivisions, gas stations, stuff like that? What do you kind of do?
So here in Salem, well, I've been in Sweet Home and Albany. Sweet Home's an hour and 15 drive there, and then hour and 15 back in my own rig, kind of. And so that's the apartment complex. But in Medford, I believe that's what they're into, is the road work, the city jobs, you know,
Gotcha.
stuff like that.
More municipal type stuff. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna catch
That's
up
the
on
big
comments.
words.
What's that? Go ahead.
So that's the big words. I don't know, the more municipal.
That's right. The only reason I use the big words is because I used to sell to those fuckers. So. So I'm gonna catch up on comments really quick. We got Tom. Hope all is well. It's hot as hell here in Florida. It is not in Michigan. As Richard just stated, we got. Let's see here. They got 2 to 3 inches around the Detroit area. We actually got 4, and the irony about that is they actually told us on the weather multiple times to expect little to no accumulation. And I woke up to like an inch already down on the ground, and it snowed the rest of the day. We ended up getting 4 inches, and that's probably our heaviest snow that we've got to date this season, even though they've given us like all these warnings that we were going to get some heavy snows a little further back. So it is what it is. But yes, it is not hot here. We got Merrick. What's going on, Merrick? I'm rocking your shirt, buddy. Love you guys. I'm looking forward to hanging out in the springtime with you guys again. Ryan Garrett, what's going on? Good to see you, man. Yeah, if we got it, then you guys probably got it, Ryan. We got Brandon. You know, Brandon, I wouldn't expect anything less. He comes in saying, "Hi, Daddy," because, you know, it's Brandon. Have you not seen Brandon in the comments at all?
Yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
Like, I would expect nothing less.
Yeah, I just scroll through it. Like, oh.
Yeah, you know, you just rock with it. So
see, that's the thing.
Go ahead.
I was like, this thing, you just go with the flow.
You just gotta roll with it, especially with Brandon. He's just, you know, he's the guy we always talk about. He's probably sitting around in fishnet stockings right now with a snake wrapped around his neck. It's just, that's who Brandon is.
I'm doing
it. We got E. Ryan, what's going on? Ambitious, god dang it, Ambitious, what was your name? Every time I freaking forget your name, I'm sorry. But it is good to see you, by the way. And then we got Bobby Gematria. What's happening? Good to see you, brother. And I like it that Bobby's starting to become a regular too. Like, this is what, 3, maybe 4 live streams I've seen yet. Dozer Dennis, what's happening, Dennis? How are you, sir? Thanks for coming and hanging out. If you haven't figured out, we got Matt in here with us. So, and I'm gonna come back to you here in just a second, Matt. I'm almost through the comments here. Ryan, I've got my cousin. What's that? Yeah, yeah, because you're on your phone, it's going to be hard for you to pull up the live stream and see the comments. That's why I'm trying to read them as I go.
Yeah, so my phone's a lot better than my computer.
Yeah. Let's see here. Got my cousin convinced to buy a larger excavator now. He's looking at a 16-ton machine so he can clear dig basements. Trying to convince him to look into the 14, 15-ton zero swings. That's awesome that you guys are finally going to get a real machine. I will say, when you go to the zero swing machines, they do jump up significantly in price, but you are right. For the footprint, they can do a lot. They are strong machines. They've got a higher lift capacity than their traditional counterparts because of the fact that the boom is sitting in the center of the machine instead of hanging out in front. So they are really capable machines. So Shane, what's happening? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, we'll call it there for the comments for a second, and we'll come back to you, Matt. So how are you liking the new company, and what are you guys? So it's primarily been this apartment complex job that you've been on so far?
Well, I was digging mainline there. It was for a subdivision. Digging mainline sewer, storm, and then putting in laterals. There for, I think it was 2 months. Yeah, about 2 months, and then I got put back to the apartment complex residential side of things. I mean, it's all residential, but
Sure.
But the what is it called? The civil side?
Yeah, you can call it the civil side. Yeah, where you do highway projects, airport projects, stuff like that.
Yeah, just digging mainline.
Yeah.
Putting pipe in the ground, and a lot of it's learning new. That's why I didn't get a lot of video of, well, other than the boss not liking it, well, the old boss. Anyway, long story short.
Are they good with you filming finally?
Huh?
Are they good with you filming finally?
Oh yeah.
That's
it
good.
was the old foreman.
Yep.
He quit, and then the boss came out to me and was like, "Why'd you stop recording?" And I was like, "Well, because he didn't want me to." And he's like, "Well, he's gone, so do it." Like,
nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
I like it. I like, and recording what I do, and it's fascinating to me, kind of thing. And coming home and then editing and getting my family's opinion, like, "Oh yeah, add that in there. Don't add that. That's dumb." I was like, "Okay, cool."
So, how many hours would you say it takes you to edit down one of your videos?
Barely an hour.
Nice. What are you using to edit, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
My phone. InShot.
Your phone?
What is it? InShot? Yeah, it's InShot.
Gotcha.
My phone. I do everything from my phone. I don't have
joke.
Fancy camera equipment or nothing. I just have my phone.
Dude, whatever works. I mean, if it's putting out the content, whatever works, man. So is that what you do? You use a GoPro or anything, or are you recording on your phone as well?
Recording on my phone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I went from an iPhone, and then that was a company phone, and so I lost that phone when I quit that job.
Yep.
And then, I got a cheaper phone, but the camera seems to work way better with the it's got a, what do you call the out? It looks out more instead of, I don't know,
the telephoto lens or whatever. Is it you can see a further distance?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the iPhone didn't have that one?
No.
Gotcha.
I'm on a Samsung Galaxy A12, and it works just as great.
Gotcha.
Just as great.
And so you have a suction cup mount that you're just mounting the phone up in the cab with you?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
And then I've got the thing that I'm using right now for the stand. It's this little thing I bought at Walmart, and it's supposed to follow you around as you do things.
Is it like a gimbal almost?
It's I don't even know the name of it no more. It's all worn off from me. Just throwing it in the cab, getting to work, But you download an app to this thing, and it is supposed to follow you around.
No joke.
But the excavator's way too quick,
Gotcha.
And it loses it, and it'll focus on a porta potty or something. You stand at a porta potty one time.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get some interesting shots.
And then I got a selfie stick and a microphone and a tangled up cord.
Nice. That's what a lot of people don't realize is the content creators is on top of the dirt work and everything that they see that's like all polished. There's like 3 other takes where my camera decided to focus on a rock 15 feet behind me and my face is totally blurry while I'm doing my intro or whatever.
You're like, I gotta cut that out.
Every time. Or heaven forbid you don't catch it and then you're like, well, I can't use that footage, so I gotta figure something else out. So
The camera bent this way, and you're like,
it's always fun. Well, let me catch back up on some comments.
Yeah,
so Sean, or I'm sorry, let me run back up here. Jay is Ambitious Dirtworks name. Jay. I swear I'm going to remember that at some point, Jay. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Remember, naked as a jaybird.
Now I'll probably remember it.
You remember stuff like that.
Yeah. Shane, what's that? Yeah. So Shane, I didn't get a chance. I saw your video pop up the other day, but I didn't get a chance to watch the new Basin Dig because you were talking about going pretty deep on that one. So I assumed you had to bench down, but I haven't had a chance to watch that one. Let's see here. Dennis, we bought a Real Deal, or SDK, I should say. What's going on? Good to see you. Dozer Dennis, we bought on a Real Deal diesel mechanic at the Bocus I teach at. It's going to be a game changer. I brought on a Real Deal diesel mechanic. That's awesome that you guys were able to get a real diesel mechanic. That will be a game changer instead of you guys fumbling around with stuff. Let's see here. Ryan, do you know how much reach you lose on a zero tail swing machine? I don't know that you really lose any reach. It's not that you're losing the reach. It's just because the boom is set back a little further. You get the weight advantage or the lift advantage because you're lifting from the center of the machine instead of out in front of the machine.
Maybe so I don't know that you. I mean, if anything, I can see what he's talking about. It's up in the front where it might articulate, but being back here, you can't, articulating, you lose anyway, but back here, you're just, maybe That's a true. Foot.
Maybe a foot. It's not anything substantial. SDK finally got some cool weather in Louisiana. I don't know what you're running in Louisiana. I know in Michigan right now, we're sitting right in the upper 20s, and it is quite chilly. Brandon, Matt, what's your favorite kind of cereal? I bet Brian's is Fruity Loops.
Oh, who said that?
That's Brandon, the guy that we were talking about sitting in fishnet stockings with his snake around it. Yeah.
No, I'm talking Fruity Pebbles. That's my stuff right there.
Fruity Pebbles are good. I can only eat like half a bowl because I go into a diabetic coma otherwise, but they're freaking good. Man, I don't even know what my.
So it's like.
Oh, you gotta eat it dry or soy milk?
No, I eat it with milk.
So yeah, and just suffer through it.
Yeah, it's so good.
It is, man. I got to think about my favorite cereal. I don't ever eat cereal anymore. I do know Fruity Pebbles was up there. I really, really like Fruity Pebbles. You know what? I'll own it. The old grandparents cereal, Golden Grams. I freaking love Golden Grams. God, I love Golden Grams. They're so good. My grandparents, every time I used to spend the night at their house, I'd always wake up and I was always excited because they had Golden Grams. And now I'm hooked on them. I love them. Let's see here. What else we got? Nevada, Montana. Hey guys, y'all are really easy to watch and understand from a noob perspective. I'm self-taught on a skid steer, so push and pile I'm okay, but gotta learn to do some commercial stuff. It's any sort of commercial stuff is going to be kind of the same road you've already been down. It's kind of a little being self-taught. It's a little jumping on the internet and watching some other guys. It's if you drive by a site and you see a really good operator, take a couple minutes to kind of study what he's doing, and it'll come. You're just always picking up new stuff and new tricks, and
And some of it's like the veterans that are on the crew yelling at you, telling you to do it this way because they've done it 100 million times, and it's like some of it you got to just pay attention to the veterans on the crews and
absolutely
help you tell you how to do it and learn their tricks. Then you learn it all just kind of falls into place, and you just like you said,
and you never stop learning. Like I'm sure you still learn something every day.
Oh, every day.
Yeah.
Every freaking day.
So that's the other thing, Nevada, is don't think you're ever going to arrive. And I think any operator that thinks they've finally arrived and they're just a fantastic, amazing operator, I think those are typically you're not super fantastic operators, because the real operators understand you never stop learning. You never stop coming up with faster or quicker ways to do things, or more efficient ways to handle material, or oh, if I come at it from this approach, that's going to solve this problem that I'm having in this area. You're constantly learning. So let's see here. SDK, quick question. I got my CDL when I first broke out operating, but then they started putting me on the tandem dumps on my job, and nothing against truck driving, but I wanted to operate, not drive. Now I'm kind of pigeonholed. Should I get rid of the CDL and start with a new company, or just grind it out? So I'll let you go first, Matt. You call it.
No, to never get rid of that CDL. That CDL will make you so much money. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. So tell the boss, hey, I'd like to learn this more than just drive all the time. It's just let them know. Like I said, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. If you want to do something, you want to expand, you got to let somebody know about it, and then you will expand. But you got to work hard to get there. Whether when you learn this side of things, you start out in the mud, in the ditch, 5 foot down, everything's pouring rain on you. That's how you learn. You just got to do it, but you still have that CDL behind you, so you're more of an asset than most people. Because, some people might not have a CDL, but they're really good pipe layers, or really good operators, but you got that CDL backing you up, so they can always use you to move equipment, move dirt, do this, do that, rent you out for Pete's sake.
Right.
That CDL is a good back. That's my opinion on it. That CDL is a good back.
I would agree with that. I would say don't give up the CDL. It is, if nothing else, it's a super valuable fallback plan. So, we're all in the dirt industry. We all look at the economy from a point of reality, which is we've been humming along with a really, really nice economy for a really long time now. It's inevitable that we're going to see some sort of a decline probably in the next 3-ish years. If I had to guess, that's total guess, but that's kind of how us dirt guys look at it. When the dirt world slows down, people are still going to need truck drivers, especially in this day and age where you cannot find truck drivers. So, if nothing else, look at that CDL as a great fallback opportunity. Now, for how to handle your current company, there's a couple ways you could approach this. The first one, I would highly, kind of advise you the way that Matt was just talking, which is go talk to your employer. Say, look, I have no problem filling in from time to time, but I don't want to be a driver. I want to be an operator. I want to learn the other sides of the industry. Have that conversation and give your current employer the opportunity to make good on it. Give him a couple weeks to a month or so, depending on what his timeline is that he spells out. If he's in a pinch and he physically can't move you out of the truck because it'll shut the operation down, you got to kind of be understanding of that. Now, if he doesn't over the next couple months try to find someone else to fill that seat so you can move to a different seat, that's where I would start looking for a new position. But at least give him the benefit of the doubt that he might help you out, and have that conversation with him, and then just kind of play it by ear. And if you need to go someplace else, you need to go someplace else. But again, I wouldn't get rid of the CDL. The way I always play those conversations is don't openly tell them you have a CDL. Unless they specifically ask, I wouldn't lie about it, but unless they specifically ask, don't advertise you have a CDL. Go in for an operator position and just talk about operating, and that's how you can kind of hold on to it without flirting it way out there in the big middle of everything where someone's going to jump on it. So, let's see here. Jay said, got to get Dignation on Sweat and Grime. Absolutely, Jay. We will do that at some point here. I'm trying to, just no offense to all of my dirt friends here, but we're trying to get some more building trades on because it's been so dirt heavy. Oh, we got a kiddo breaking in the background.
Yeah.
But we've been so dirt heavy on the podcast. We're trying to get some more building trades. In fact, we just recorded one the other night with a plumber. I think we're going to try to get a lineman on, and possibly a steel worker. I know we've got someone who works in the safety field that we're going to try to get on. So we will get Matt here on Sweat and Grime. It's just going to be a little bit. But he's actually on the agenda. He doesn't know that until I just revealed it just now. But you are on the slate to get a call. So thanks for outing me, Jay. Jeez. Richard, Jay. Good night. Have to go to bed early. Yeah, that's right. Had to go to bed early to watch Yellowstone. I don't blame you. That's a freaking good show. SDK, that was the rest of that comment. Dozer Dennis, the only thing I found on a zero tail swing excavator is the in-cab space. 100%. The in-cab space on those zero swing machines are awful. It is what it is. That's kind of the price you have to pay for the small footprint. So
Yeah,
Bobby,
they're.
go ahead, Matt.
So yeah, they're pretty small. I mean, I operated it was a Hitachi 350, and oh, this thing was amazing. It was massive. I've never operated anything like that, and that in-cab space, I was like, oh, ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so used to
you
minis.
can like stretch out your legs, and yeah, man, you got room for your lunchbox and everything behind you.
Exactly. But and then I'm used to minis. I'm like, you're right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so awesome.
Absolutely. Let's see here. So we got Bobby. It's layoff season, so I got nothing but time. Nice. It's cold as you know what here in Washington State. Snow in the upper 20s. That's where we're at here in Michigan. Aaron, any advice on how to advance in this career, not just as an operator, but also into management positions? Project manager, super. Thanks in advance. You got any comments on that one, Matt?
Learn the ditch work, learn the groundwork.
Yep.
And that's where you'll start. You might advance a little, but like going in, starting as an operator, but learning everything from the ground up that's what's going to get you that lead position, that management position you're looking for, stuff like that.
So yeah, absolutely, all solid advice. 100%, you've got to learn the groundwork in order to advance. That's one of those things. It doesn't matter if it's this industry or any other. If you don't learn all of the groundwork, you don't have that fundamental foundation that you need to advance. So 100% don't rush your time in the trenches. Now, that being said, when it comes to wanting to advance, there's a couple kind of ways that you can approach it. The first one is start having a conversation with your immediate superior. Tell them, look, I eventually want to become a foreman or a superintendent. Can you start teaching me what you do? And this is obviously after you've got all the groundwork laid, you got all your kind of ducks in a row on all of the fundamentals, and you've been operating for a while and you're very comfortable on the job to the point that you know what you're doing. That's when you start approaching your foreman and say, look, can you show me what you're doing with all of your record keeping and everything? What are some of your other responsibilities? When you start asking those sorts of questions, that's going to trigger your foreman to go, oh, so this guy wants more than just the seat. He's wanting to actually grow. And so, depending, and that also gets your feet wet. As he starts letting you look over his shoulder as to what he's doing, that's going to be a great indicator of whether you actually want to move forward or not, because it is a tremendous amount of responsibility. It's not a bad thing, don't take me wrong. It's a good thing, but it is a lot of responsibility what those guys do. But by asking those questions and having those conversations, you're going to kind of open the door. And there, I would say, be proactive and pursue it. If that's what you want, nothing's ever going to fall in your lap. Someone's not going to come pluck you out of a seat and be like, by God, you look like you could be a foreman. You are going to have to go proactively have those conversations. Yeah, right? So I have yet to see it happen.
Right. It all starts with this. Yeah, a closed mouth does not get fed. If you want to advance, you got to let someone know about it.
Absolutely.
And get that, like we were saying, get that foot in the door, hey, can I work with you so I can figure it out, or at least pay attention to what you're doing? Yep. Type of thing.
Absolutely. So that's one big way you can start. Another way is actually going and talking with some of the office staff. So if you depending on the size of the company, if you can get in front of the owner, great. If not, if you can get in front of maybe one of the project managers that's currently working there, start asking them, look, if I were to go pursue my construction management degree in the evenings, would you guys help me not only from just the hours standpoint, letting me get off of work so I can go pursue that, but is there a potential career opportunity for me here at this company if I go get my construction management degree? And again, boom, right there, that says, okay, we've got an operator that's wanting to pursue his construction management degree and actually came in to have a conversation with me about that, that sends up huge green flags, not red flags. That sends up green flags of like, we need to do something to help this guy out. I guarantee you, if they can use you, they're gonna work with you on your schedule. There's a decent chance in this day and age they may help you with some of the cost of getting your construction management degree. Again, not guaranteeing anything, but there's a chance they may help you with that. So that's kind of the route I would go if I wanted to get, if I was wanting to work my way up the ladder, that's kind of the route I would go. Sean, Lucky Charms with marshmallows. See, the problem with Lucky Charms is once the marshmallows are gone, Lucky Charms is a shit cereal. It's not got any flavor to it once you eat all the marshmallows. And we all like to dig through and eat all the marshmallows at the first 3 or 4 scoops. So I'm sorry, Sean. I don't mean to leave you high and dry on this one, but I'm not hanging it out there with you on Lucky Charms. Dozer Dennis. Okay, Ryan. His only other excavator is a 6-ton Kubota, so the cab's already going to feel huge by comparison. That's a good point. At least he's not a huge fan of the Saney at the local dealership. Oh yeah, stay away from Saney. I haven't ran one, but from everyone I've heard that's run them has said just
They're the downfall from Cabelco. I mean, Cabelco's a decent machine. I like Cabelco. They're smooth.
You tread carefully, Matt. Tread careful. That's my favorite machine. I love Cabelco.
There's some power issues there.
Oh, which size were you guys running?
So I was in a SK85, 55, 35, 17.
Oh, okay. So mostly the small to mid-sized machines. How'd you like
the
85?
85 was decent. It was smooth.
I like the 85. Yep.
So if I wanted to pull a stump out of the ground or something, that machine's not the one. And it's very, like you said, the zero tail swing.
Yep.
So that it's very tippy. Every machine you get in that has a counterbalance or counterweight that's this big, a few thousand pounds, you're going to be very tippy.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's what you get. So it's very tippy. Excuse me, but but I would say it is very smooth. It is very versatile.
Yep.
Getting in tight spaces, but with a big machine,
So I will say this about Cabelco. I've always been a fan from about the SK85 and up. Anything below that, I was never super impressed with them. I think they're okay. They're decent machines. They're not bad machines. They are smooth. For minis, they're very smooth. But like not overly impressive. But the SK85 and up, I think they're some of the best machines on the market. I love the Cabelco big equipment. So, but that's my personal opinion, and I will not make you honor my personal opinion.
So the 17, SK17, I will admit is a monster of a machine. If for being really? a micro machine, that little tiny machine, I have moved mounds of dirt bigger than a house in a day with that machine, because it's so little and so fast, and it had a 32-inch bucket on it, and you just loaded the truck. Yeah.
On a 17.
SK17. Wow. I have videos. I have videos on an SK17 that it was just moving some dirt. That little machine would move some dirt. It's not the tower. Don't get me wrong. I could move, a big heaping, but I move some dirt with that machine. And
nice.
I really liked it. And then if I wanted to really fine tune something, it was just slow enough to get her done.
Yeah.
I really love that 17. SK. I can't even talk.
SK17.
Yeah.
They're tiny. Let's see here, Jay. You able to do another podcast part 2 on starting a business and try to get another guest on? I'm totally down for it. I know a lot of you guys would like more information on starting a company. and we've actually talked about it on Sweat and Grime, actually rehashing that topic for that exact reason. Do me a favor though, actually go over to dieselandironproductions.com, go over to the podcast tab, or just email me on my email that's scrolling, thatdiggerdude@gmail.com. Give me some stuff that you guys would want to know, and that way we can kind of make sure to hit some more of your specific questions. But no, I'm all about having a part two. I'd actually go further and say, with some regularity, I would like to have guys on that own their own companies and talk through that process of what it took to get started. I'm actually working with John Fetchko right now from Fetchko Excavating. I did a video on them, 8 months ago or so. You might go look for that on my YouTube channel here. But John Fetchko is actually going to be on talking about growing a large company with us probably sometime here in the new year. I think we're going to try to get together here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. And we have a guest with us. Introduce your guest, Matt.
This is Ashton.
Yes.
What's going on, Ashton? And we have Faith coming in the door.
Yep, Faith coming in the door. So I told you it might happen.
It's all good.
But he's got his dump truck shirt on.
Oh, so he even dressed up. Now, the one thing I will say is it doesn't say Diesel and Iron on it. Come on, Ashton.
Dad needs to start purchasing stuff. I know, but it was Christmas time.
You're all good. How are you guys?
Are you good?
We gotta ask him a question before they take off. Ashton, what's your favorite piece of heavy equipment?
What's your favorite? What's your favorite excavator or dump truck or what?
Excavator?
Yeah, excavator with the excavator truck.
Boom, there it is.
Faith.
That's Faith, what's yours?
What's your?
I want Dolly talks and walks and clothes iron.
That's her favorite. All right, I love you guys. Go on. Yeah, you take that. Man.
All right, so let's see here. Let me catch back up here in the comments. I'm way off now. So Shane's calling 2 years. Shane's putting his money 2 years for the fall off in work. You know, we'll see, because the infrastructure bill, with the part of the infrastructure bill that got passed, I would say we're going to go further out before we see the taper off. But at the same time, they just apparently are talking in the news that they're not going to pass the Build Back America or Build Better or whatever plan, which was going to help a lot with the labor side of that. So I don't know. I'm real curious to see what's going to happen. Ryan, good thing I'm looking for a new company next spring. Hopefully get myself locked in before work potentially declines. There you go. I think you'll be all right. I think 2 years is being a little conservative, which is good. We should be conservative in this industry, but I think it's being a little conservative.
Right.
Nevada. What's that, Matt?
So this industry is construction in general. It's always a roller coaster.
It is. It's cyclical for sure.
That's how.
Yeah. Nevada, yeah, watched other guys, but you guys are the best. Always listen to everything, then watch to see who else does it, or are they just yanking me because I'm a chick. CDL2, 31 years. So I didn't know you were a chick. Let's all congratulate Nevada for actually being a female in this industry. Thank you for putting up with all of us and all of the issues that you have to deal with because of us. And thank you for subscribing to the channel and actually participating. I need more female participation on this channel because there's not enough women in this industry.
And thank you for putting up with our language.
Yes.
On the job.
Although I don't think you need to apologize for that, because we had a girl on our old crew that would make all of the guys blush consistently. So I wouldn't underestimate. Let's see here. Ambitious, what's a good, or Jay? I'm sorry, Jay. I keep forgetting Jay. What's a good way of operating a dozer and having a blade hand discipline when grading? Let me read that again. What's a good way at operating a dozer and having blade hand discipline when grading. Okay, I think I got that.
That's I've yet to operate a dozer.
So I will say, having
Excuse me.
grade hand discipline. You're good. What you got? Oh, you're taking off for a minute? Oh, yeah,
Okay,
you're good. Yeah, you're good. You're good. All right, so when you're operating a dozer, I will say one of the biggest things I can tell you is go slow at first. Speed comes with time. And at first, going slow actually makes you faster, because if you try to go super fast and you get a bunch of hoopties, then you have to go back and you have to fight all those hoopties and try to correct everything, and it ends up being a pain in the ass. Go slow at first. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no reason to be ashamed of that. What you need to focus on, and I talk about it, I actually have an advanced dozer tricks video coming out here within the next week or two. But one of the things I talk about is so many guys in the industry, if you watch their hand, it's jerking all over the place. It's bump, 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 bap, 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 bump, 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 bap, bap, bap. It's all these nudges. And to an extent, again, I talk about it in the video, there's going to be a little jerkiness to get up to where the hydraulics engage. But once the hydraulics engage, you actually need to have nice, smooth motions. Because if you think about it, if I'm bumping the blade up and down, I'm actually creating stairs. And so every time my tracks go over that, you create this hard ledge. Versus if I'm nice and smooth on those hydraulics on the blade, you're creating this nice gentle curve. And so it allows you to react a lot smoother. It puts a lot nicer finish on the grade, and you're not going to get these like hard points that you tip over with your tracks. So that's the biggest thing I would say to work on getting smooth in a dozer, and really getting good dozer blade hand discipline, as you call it, is start working on getting smooth. Instead of just bumping the grade up or down, actually smoothly lift or lower the blade. That's really going to have a huge impact on your finish grading. Jake the Green-Eyed Snake back again. What's happening, man? Thanks for hanging out. I'm sorry if you've already taken off, because I'm just now getting to you. We got behind there chatting for a bit, but it's good to have you here. Let's see here, Jake. There's Aaron. Wow, solid advice, guys. Thanks for all your help. You have no idea how appreciative I am of you guys. Well, Aaron, I'm going to tell you flat out, you have no idea how appreciative we are as content creators that you follow us, subscribe, and show up to live streams and everything that you do. So thank you, my man. I appreciate it. Brandon, are we bringing Matt in on our gold mining operation? Matt, are you familiar with the gold mining operation?
If it's a gold digger, I ain't worth it. I mean,
he's gonna fit right in, Brandon.
Yeah, so gold mining.
So the gold mining operation, yeah. So basically, Brandon has decided we're gonna go buy a shitload of really expensive equipment and start a gold rush style gold mine somewhere up in Alaska. I don't know how we're gonna finance this venture, but that's the plan. There's like 7 or 8 of us that are supposedly in on it, and once Brandon figures out how he's gonna make all the money to finance this thing, we should be ready to rock. So
I'll sell myself. I'll take one for the team, and I will sell myself, and we'll start this.
Yeah. Yep. So, let me see here. Oh, so Jay just mentioned a motor grader, which tells me that his question may have been, okay, what's a good way of operating a dozer and having blade hand discipline when grading? See, so maybe I did confuse it where he was talking about an actual motor grader when he said blade hand, instead of his physical hand that was operating the blade. I don't know, Jay, you've got me confused here with your questions. I'm sorry. Let me know more specifically what you were asking about, because I may have just gone on a dozer rant for no reason whatsoever. Let's see here. Ryan, what are we thinking not asking this sooner? Matt, what are your thoughts on Jcbs and Backhoes? Excellent question.
All right. Honestly, okay, Backhoes are awesome machines. I love Backhoes. But the JCB brand, I'm not 100% sure, because I've never operated a JCB brand of machine. I've been on Takeuchi, Cat, Cabelco. I've been on Kubotas and John Deere.
So I'm gonna say in Matt's defense, I did not coach him before he came live on the air. So Matt, on this channel, you're supposed to say you despise Backhoes and you despise JCB.
Oh.
It's a huge long-term running joke. I was stuck on a backhoe for a solid year on one of my road jobs, so I hate backhoes. I hate them with like a passion, and then I hate JCB with a passion. And so it's become the running meme on here that everyone hates backhoes at JCB, except for Frank, which I don't know if you know Frank. Digging Oklahoma is his channel. But
Digging
Frank,
okay?
Yeah, Digging Okay, yep. All he runs is the backhoe. So Frank always jumps on here and tells us we're idiots for choosing the mini excavator over the backhoe. Yeah. So it's okay if you want to take Frank's side in this. It's okay. I know where we stand now.
You see, but with the Earth's gravitational pull and the defragmentation of the portion of the future.
Whoa! He's going full on like heavy equipment scientist now.
I told you I was a doctor. No, I'm just kidding.
That's good.
You're out.
Let's see here. What's that?
So you're right. You're out.
I'm out.
Me too. You're out of your drink.
Oh yeah, no, I know. And I'm not running upstairs. It is what it is at this point. It's just depressing. That's right. Sean, definitely got a lot to learn. Definitely got to learn the groundwork. Have to know how everything goes together and understand what comes first, what comes second, how long things take, what to do. Learn by doing it. Absolutely. Let's see here. No, you're right about the marshmallows. We're off our game today. Saying he got the best warranty in the game though. What's that tell you though? If they got to back it up with a 15-year warranty, I mean, I don't know. I have to operate one. I need to operate one. I should stop.
Kind of like driving a Suzuki.
Nah, not so much.
Yeah, those things last. They last 100,000.
Do they?
That's it.
Really, and you're gone.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I feel the Saney would be. Is you get on it, it makes it through the warranty, and then it totally dies.
Yeah.
But Ryan operated one for 15 minutes while trying to be focused on productivity. You'll hate it. Brandon, I want to see Brian run a JCB in fishnet stockings. Brandon, I'm not the one that wears fishnet stockings. Like, I'm not the guy that owns snakes and does all this weird stuff, man. That's you. I'm not going to encroach upon your weird space. That's your space. I want you to embrace it. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. So now we're talking about OnlyFans, my second income.
I was thinking of drink.
Yeah. Oh yeah. OnlyFans.
Love.
It's where I get in the cab naked and I still have the hand controls, so you get the lap down view, but I don't wear pants. Charge extra for that channel.
Oh man, I've already subscribed. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, let's see here. Sean, I have no comments on Cabelco. Don't have any here. No dealerships. I know a guy in Long Island thought they were great. Had about 6 of them. They're fantastic machines. They really are.
They're decent machines.
Absolutely. Andrew, agreed. Shane, Volvo or nothing. See, there's some rabid, diehard Volvo fans in here, and I have yet to get my hands on a Volvo. So
they're the same as John Deere, though.
They were for a long time. I don't think they are still, but I could be wrong on that. But I thought they kind of went their own separate ways.
I know the keys are the same still, and I don't know if the motor's the same, the engine's the same. Maybe the hydraulic.
I don't know. I could be totally wrong. They might still be the same machine. I was just under the impression at some point in time they had split. I know John Deere and Hitachi just split on their joint venture, but
did they?
Yeah, I don't know. A Saney 135 is better than a Bobcat 323, but that's digging. Yeah, so you can't compare Bobcat to any real man's machine because Bobcat is just that's terrible.
That's cute.
Yes, it's Andrew encapsulated it perfectly. That's like saying I'd rather be strung out on heroin than meth. Yes, yeah, exactly. Not better. Oh, let's see here, Ryan. I've got the enjoyment of running both. For some reason, Brian didn't want to come try them out. Ryan, you know what, Ryan? You're over there in Canada, and I'm a filthy American. They won't let me come run your equipment. They will send me back and tell me that I'm a filthy human being. Oh, and then in Nevada, which, by the way, what's your real name, Nevada, if you're comfortable sharing it? I'm trying to learn everyone's actual names instead of their handles here, but she said thanks, and yes, she has the trucker mouth. So I told you, Matt, you can't underestimate the females on the job site.
No way.
In fact, they will go places that men are not willing to go in their dirty comments, and it makes us very uncomfortable. Shane, comparing anything, exactly, Shane. Comparing anything to Bobcat is not hard to beat. Yes. I used to call my boss man's Bobcat the Harbor Freight Excavator. Yes.
No.
That is a
yes.
Yeah, that's a perfect summary. It is the Harbor Freight Excavator. You buy it just to, get the job done because it's cheap, and actually you rent it and then you send it back.
Yeah, let's say bye. You get that one more.
Ryan, let's see here. I would put Let's Dig up against anyone on smooth operator. He's on another level. Yeah, I would say Let's Dig is pretty freaking fantastic. He is a smooth freaking operator. Ryan, I like the Kubotas. I don't have much experience with anything else, but I've never had any complaints with them. Yeah, Kubotas are actually pretty solid machines. I noticed there was a comment, someone compared them to the Craftsman tools of the industry. I don't know, Kubota puts out, obviously they're only minis. They don't get into the real big machines, but they're solid little minis. So I don't know that I'm going to shit on Kubota. I'm not really comfortable shitting on Kubota. Which, by the way, I'm going to tighten my view up here because I just noticed that, that's pretty... My goodness, it's not good, guys.
Now you're blurry too.
I know, it's autofocus, baby. That's the one that always screws on the job. Because it's like, hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and then all of a sudden, let's see if it's not gonna, there it is. And so then it's like, hey, welcome back to the channel, and it's not focused on me, and it's like, really? You focused on that rock back there for the whole freaking intro? That's awesome. Anyway, anyone as smooth in a Volvo is Andrew's comment. I don't know. I can't attest to that because I haven't ran a Volvo yet. Let's see here, Aaron, depends on what dozer you're on and what you're doing with it. Heavy slow push with a full blade is 180 degrees different from finish grading with a 6-way dozer blade. Absolutely. I will 100% give you that. So yes, thank you for calling me on my bullshit on that one. It wasn't bullshit. It was real advice.
May I go back to the last comment of the smooth?
Oh yeah.
The smooth comment?
Yep.
Anybody can be smooth on, any machine. It's just how you... okay, not any machine. But some machines are just ridiculous. Yeah. But you gotta learn that machine and the response time and, the way it just moves. It's kind of like you and the machine become one, man.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
When man and machine meld in the ultimate combining.
I mean, it's like that's what it is. You get a feel for that machine.
Absolutely.
And then you do another machine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. Jay. So Jay did mean dozer, so that was not a worthless dozer rant. It actually good. I'm glad. Let's see here. Nevada, which I just saw later down. Nevada's name is Jackie. So Jackie, my late husband had 32 claims on Yukon back in 80s. Dozer, scrapers, loaders, etc. Then bottom dropped out of gold and he lost a lot. But have mammoth tusks. Oh wow. It's got mammoth tusks, ingots, cranes, etc. That's awesome. Yeah, well, maybe it's not at this point, Brandon, we have to be honest. It's not even our gold claim anymore. It's kind of like the Diesel and Iron Collective channel gold claim, and everyone's just going to come hang out. We're never going to find any gold, let's be honest. We're just going to go out there and we're going to spend a shitload of money operating all of this really expensive equipment that we decided to take up there. Yeah, like... It'll just be the hangout spot. Yeah, it's just a hangout spot. Jay, I would say motor grader because, like you say, there's limited operators. It's a dying breed. Yeah, and that's really sad that it is that way. But at the same time, it's company's own fault. They don't ever take the time to let someone learn the grader. I expressed multiple times I had interest in learning the blade. No one wanted to give you time because it's always in the middle of something. People always want it to be a production job, and they never give you the time to actually learn it. So
Just get it done. Let me do it. I gotta get it done. Let me do it.
that's it. It's we do. Well, we'll at the end of the season we'll try to get you into it, and they don't care. That's okay. Well, now you don't got any blade hands, so.
I'm just gonna keep doing this.
Yep. So Brandon, Volvo loaders are the bomb. So there's more. I gotta get in a Volvo loader. I've had so many people brag about Volvo loaders.
Excuse me, first.
Hey, woof. It's airing it out.
I couldn't keep that one quiet. I
I'm gonna
tried.
have to go
but
for a
it-
refill here in a second because you're putting me to shame. But
Yeah,
Andrew,
do your thing.
yeah. All right, I will here in just a second. Let me get a little further in the comments. I never knew JD and Volvo were linked up, but that makes sense because I love John Deere as well. See, I've never been, and now I will say, I have a little bit of bias on John Deere because I've only ran their zero swing machines on the smaller side, but I have always hated their machines. It's just super cramped cab. I've never been overly impressed with any particular aspect of the machine, but it feels like I'm in a freaking shoebox, so it is what it is. All right, here we go.
Going from the
Go ahead, Matt. No, go ahead.
going from the 308 to the John Deere, because we just got the John Deere, the 135 on the job site, Friday. Going from the John Deere to Cat 308, it goes from this to this.
Yeah.
To Cat to John Deere, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so here's one that I can actually leave you on to go refill my drink. Matt, what is your opinion on Cat Mini excavators and skid steers? Make it last because I'm going to refill my drink.
Well, when a mommy cat and a daddy cat like each other very much. So, let's see. Compared to the other minis I've run Takeuchi and Kobelco minis and Kubota minis. Yeah, and then cat minis, of course. I like minis. They're quick. They're very responsive. But they do, if you don't take care of them, they will get sloppy real quick. They do tend to get very sloppy and loud if you don't take care of them. I think they have the plastic bushings around the end of the pins, If you don't take care of them and grease them right, they will get loud and sloppy very quick. And then skid steers, I love skid steers. I mean, don't get me wrong, I will compare the John Deere 333G to a Cat 259 because it has got amazing power. It's like you start to get into let's say you get into a pile of gravel and you want to push, it will push that pile of gravel. And the same thing with the 259. You get into 249, it's smaller with Cat. It's like they just lose a little bit of power each time. So, yeah, I'm a real big fan of the minis and skid steers. Very big fan.
I totally
Probably
agree with
because
everything you just said. Okay. So, anything else you want to add to that? I came in at the very end. I have no idea what you just said. Overall, yes.
And that's why you don't do drugs.
That's right. Or walk away from your live stream right in the middle of it. Very irresponsible.
Yeah, no, I walked away too. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
That's right. Gotta refill the drink, baby. All right, Bacon. He's late. Had to keep restarting the truck because the bunk heater is broken. Well, that sucks.
Bacon, you had one job, dude.
You right? Sean, the only machines that Volvo was affiliated with or not in existence any longer, Samsung and Ackerman. The only machines that Volvo was affiliated with or not in existence any longer, Samsung and Ackerman. Okay, all right. I don't know. Wording's a little weird on that one. Confused me a little bit. Andrew, Bobcat is Doosan now. Anyway, look at the pumps and all the fittings on Bobcat. Everything is Doosan. Yeah, they just bought Doosan, I think. Did they? Or did Doosan buy Bobcat? I don't remember which way that happened. But I want to say one of them bought the other one. Hang on.
Maybe Doocat bought Bobson.
That's right. Doosan Bobcat.
Well, you got all the fancy technology. I'm gonna look this up. Wow.
Yeah. Oh. That's why when we were getting this thing ready, it's like programming the International Space Station here. I got so many buttons I gotta push and everything. Bobcat Company is an American. That's right. Yeah. You put some tinfoil on your finger so you get the signal.
You're old school. You know what that tinfoil is.
Absolutely. You got the little looks like tinfoil flags hanging off your rabbit ears. Yeah.
Like channel 45, you mean great.
That's right. And we won't even get into the 1230 staticky, like you might see a boob somewhere in the static if you You're like, oh, we saw it. You can barely make it out because it's so grainy. Those were the days. Bobcat Company is an American-based manufacturer, part of Doosan Group. So Doosan, I believe, bought Bobcat. That's where we're at. Boom. Answered it. And I'm sure someone in the comments, yeah, exactly. Bacon just put it right in the comments. Doosan bought Bobcat. So there you go. Andrew, I can't believe Brian hasn't run a Volvo. It's a life-changing experience, totally orgasmic. Well, it ought to. I will make sure and record that for the OnlyFans page when I'm doing it in the nude with no pants on. So this Volvo is smooth. We'll get there, Andrew. I finally feel like I'm starting to get enough clout here with the channel that I can actually go approach the Volvo dealer and maybe get them to let me play around in one for a little bit. We'll see what happens. But I will say this, our local Volvo dealer, Rick and I have left them 6 separate messages to try to get some rental equipment for some jobs because I've been wanting to run a Volvo for the channel. And we have yet to get a single return call from any of their salespeople. So that's the state of our dealership here. So
aren't they like the Mercedes of the excavators? You know, like
it depends
Mercedes
on who you talk to. So I will say this from selling equipment, consistently operators loved them. Every operator I've ever talked to has loved Volvo. Where I get into a little diciness is a lot of the mechanics I used to talk to said they were made super cheap. Now, part of me goes, okay, well the mechanics probably got a point, but then the flip side of that is if they are as cheap as all of these mechanics say they were built, why don't you see more problems associated with the cheapness of the build? And I just don't hear, every excavator's got problems, but I just don't hear a Volvo being like this just super shitty machine. So I don't know.
Emissions. I've heard a lot about the emissions.
Yeah. Everyone struggles with emissions, though. That's hard to pin one particular manufacturer down on that.
Stupid death.
Yeah, that's it, man. Rick and I were talking about it the other day. My favorite machine, still to this day, is an old 345D. Like, dude, those suckers would just scream. You could hear that turbo from across the freaking job site. And they had so much power. And then you go stand behind a 349. Oh yeah. And you go stand behind a 349 and it sounds like it's like misfiring. It's terrible. Like the emissions have neutered everything. So all right.
Don't say neutered.
What's that?
Don't say neutered.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, chop your balls right off. Woo. All right, let's see here. Ryan, is that when Bobcat got into the larger machines? I'm not a fan of cat skid steers. Cab is way too tight for me, and I was only in one for 5 minutes, but found the hydraulics really slow. So I've got super limited experience. I wasn't here, obviously, for what Matt was saying. I've got super limited experience in cat, but I will say for the price, the visibility is not great. The front door is the chintziest feeling front door I've ever felt on a skid steer, and for that price.
Did he say cat or Bobcat?
Cat, like the Cat 259s and stuff. Like that front door is flimsy. Oh my gosh. I feel like for what you're paying, you should get more of a value for it. I've just never been overly impressed with cat skid steers.
Well, that and when you're trying to work on it or do something and the bucket's little too high, the the little door, it hits. You can't get out.
So
It sucks.
yeah, but I would say my only counter to that is outside of Kubota and Takahauchi, I think you have that problem with everybody else's skid, because those are the only
Pretty
two
much.
that have the overhead door. All of the other ones open out. So I know Cat has that problem. Case has that problem. I think I know for a fact. No, I take that back, because Gel is actually a rebadged Takahauchi, so they don't. I don't remember. John Deere, you're gonna have that problem, because I'm pretty sure that's a swing open door.
Yeah.
So
it
yeah,
is.
well, a lot of those guys are gonna have that problem. But my big problem with the Cat is it's just so flimsy. Like, you can physically feel the door kind of flexing as you open it and close it.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, guys.
And they got them red safety things on the left there. And if you put your foot in the wrong spot or try to get out in the wrong spot, you'll kick one of them levers down. And then when those things pop off, they're not easy. They're made to, like, if you're in an emergency situation, kick out that door and then. But no, if you pop one of them things off, oh man, it's a pain in the ass to get back in.
Is it?
Trust me.
See,
it's been an hour and a half trying to squeeze that thing together by myself. And turn it. Yeah.
Well, I was about to say, so we all have this inner child in us that when you see a red handle, you're like, kind of want to pull it.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm very glad that because I was tempted one time to like see exactly how it worked when I was doing an appraisal on one, and I was really debating it, and I'm very glad that I didn't pull the handle now. Somebody broke your skid steer. I don't know who it was, but somebody broke it, and I'm gonna have to leave now.
Yeah, those things are a pain. They got a couple layers of plastic and then a piece of foam or some real hard plastic rubber thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna frustrate me thinking about it because it's such a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't play with it then. Let's see here. Andrew, I agree with you on the John Deere small machines. I don't like them that much. And you know what? I applaud you for agreeing with me, because if you're going to come on the live stream, obviously you got to agree with me. That's what I paid you for.
There's two of us here, bro.
That's right.
There's two of us here.
Sean, there's always one guy that's about 80s. My God, the brain shut down. 80 years old that wanted to retire 20 years ago that runs the grader at every company. Seems like you never see a young motor grader operator. That's it. And like I said, it's because the companies don't want to take the time to actually train. Most of the time, you only have one grader on site. It's doing all of your finish work, and everyone's chomping at the bit to get all of the finish work done so that all of your concrete crews can come in, or your paving crews, or whatever's following. And so no one wants to put a rookie out on the grader and slow the whole project down. That's where these companies have to be proactive of, if you say you want to run the grader, as soon as that layoff hits, instead of putting you on layoff, that's where they need to invest you and go, okay, we're going to throw you either on this little dinky side job where we're not super rushed, or we're just going to bring you back to the lot and let you grade the lot out. We're going to let you get, 40 or 50 hours worth of seat time in the grader over the winter instead of laying you off. That's the investment these companies have to make in their people, and they're just not doing it. And now they're reaping the rewards of that. You don't have any young grader operators anymore.
Right.
So
those old men can become within like 400ths of the grade that's supposed to be, but they're gonna teach a guy when they have time. Yes, like you were saying, it's the time. It's like, we're gonna teach this guy that's gonna be, 3/10 off, and he's gonna take another 2 hours to shave down those 3/10.
Yep.
And then this grader operator that's 80 years old, that's been in the thing for 50 years, is gonna just come and shave real quick.
Yep.
And then on the next road,
Right. They've got to make
personal.
It's a conscious decision the company's got to make that we're going to invest in this guy and we're going to teach him, and they just don't do it.
And you'll learn one day, just not today.
Right.
It sucks to know that, to say it like that. It sucks, but it's like you'll learn one day, but not today.
Right. Yep. So here's a question for you, Matt. Ryan asks, Matt, have you ever gotten into a next-gen excavator? We used a 325. My cousin didn't like it because he felt it was jerky. I personally liked it because it's fast and smooth, in my opinion.
Yes, I've been in the Cat 308 next-gen excavator, and so they started the whole, the grade assist. All you gotta do is just hold up the boom
overdig
and then
protection.
Grade.
Yep.
They started that at like maybe the 310 or above. So that 3.8 had a final grade assist. But it which is kind of like, it didn't let you go down too much, but you could still dig.
Yep.
I don't know how it was, but it was like, it was all good because it had Bluetooth, it had the whole 9, it had cameras everywhere, but the whole grade assist type of thing, it wasn't up to, on the 308 at least. You know, I don't know about bigger. Wasn't up to par, in my opinion. It wasn't a whole grade assist, you know, just hold the thing. It wasn't up to par.
I will say that's probably something that was unique to that machine, just because I think I've talked to 3 or 4 guys now that have ran the newer ones with the full-on grade assist, the big ones like the 349s and the 325s.
Right.
And that was one of my first questions, because traditionally grade assist has worked with, or over dig protection is what I should actually call it, has worked with the relief valves, and so it slows the hydraulics way down. And this is the first generation of machine that they've actually got it to where it will control the valves in real time, and you can do a full fast pull and it will hold grade. And all of the guys on the big machines loved it. They said it worked awesome. They can dig at full speed with it, and it'll keep it right on. And you know, unless you're in heavy clay or something that's chunking, it'll keep it right on grade for you. So I'm curious.
It's kind of like
one of the new ones.
The Dozer traction. What is it? The traction speed or transmission speed?
Yep.
Kind of like that. It was like you're still at full bore, but your hydraulics just slowed down, type of thing.
Right. Let's see here. Aaron, I recently sat in a John Deere 135 zero swing. It was way underpowered, I felt, but super long reach. Yep. And a little dinky cab. Like, that was the killer for me. It's super small cab. Everyone's confirming what I already looked up online, that Bobcat is part of the Doosan group. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. I just didn't pay attention to the comments before I went and did the homework myself, so. Andrew, from what I heard about Volvo, you had to buy $2 million in machines in under 12 months just for them to sell you the $100,000 software to work on them. It doesn't surprise me. I mean, this is what's going through. I think there's bills actually being formed and worked on right now about the right to repair. You know, John Deere's terrible about it. Volvo's terrible about it. Well, let's be honest, Case and Cat are also terrible about it. They hold their software, and you have to have the software in order to work on something. And it's going to cost you a ridiculous amount of money for the software. We might see that change. In fact, I would say there's a really good chance we'll see that change here within the next probably 2 to 5 years. Because they are actively working on legislation to stop that from happening. So we'll see what happens. Go ahead, Matt.
It's fenced by a what is it? It's a booklet for your maintenance and everything. That
service manual. Is it the service manual? So there's an operator's manual and a service manual.
It shows you everything about about that thing is like, for at least an excavator, is like $600.
So what I always used to do, when I was at Case, what I would always tell guys is, if you're okay with a digital copy on a little flash drive, I can give it to you for free, because I could go pull it up and I could give it to you for free. But if you wanted that bitch printed, it was like $500 or $600, and it's like, you tell me, which I thought was astronomical. I will say this, I thought it was astronomical. So I was like, I'm gonna get around the system. I'm gonna take this fucker to Kinko's. And then I went and priced it online at Kinko's, and it was gonna be like $480 for me to print it. And I was like, nope, you're on your own. You're getting the digital copy.
Well, so half the cost is just paper alone, huh?
It is. It's a printing cost of it. It's crazy how expensive. I mean, that service manual, you think about it, it's a breakdown of all of the systems, all of the wiring schematics, all of like the components. It's like that sucker is huge. And so yeah, printing cost is the primary reason that sucker's so expensive. So Sean,
Give me just real
yeah,
quick.
go for it.
I can answer the call.
Go. So let's see here. Sean, Kubota has a great front door, folds up like an excavator window. Greatest idea ever. Yes, I totally agree with you. I do love that front door design. However, the disadvantage to that is Kubota's machines are a lot taller than most other manufacturers, and that's why most of your other manufacturers won't go to the overhead door design. So one of the things that Cat and Case really pride themselves on with their machine height is if you do residential work and you're the guy that's responsible for doing the finished floor in the garage before they pour the garage floor pad, you can fit those machines underneath the garage and go grade it out with the machine. You cannot fit a Kubota in a garage where you need to do the finished work for your floor pad. So that's one. Andrew, I've never been in a Takakuchi. I like that. The Takakuchi skid steer. Their minis are pretty tough though. I will say this, Takakuchi makes a fantastic skid. They've just had a terrible time on the emissions side, and I hate to see that because their skid steers are fantastic machines. I have not met someone that has disliked an actual Takakuchi skid outside of the emissions issues they're having. So they're really, really solid machines. Ryan, I wish more skid steers had overhead doors. We have the Kubota. Yep, never had a height problem. I honestly feel it's the best way to go. Yeah, but like I said, when you really compare them, it's not often you'll find that overhead or the height issue to be an issue. But if you're going to have an issue, it's going to be in the Kubota. Sorry. So I love it that they're calling the Takakuchi skids. So let's see here, Jay. What's the next topic on Sweat and Grime? You should create a TikTok page for Diesel and Iron. Everyone tells me I need to create a TikTok page, and I'm sorry, I'm an old man. TikTok drives me nuts. So we have another guest. What's going on over here, Matt? You're just a revolving door guest. How's it going?
Santa's laps.
Santa. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm Brian. Nice to meet you.
I'm Marina. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for letting us steal Matt for a while here.
Sure. You sound fun. You guys are having a good time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, my kids keep being loud. They're just excited.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So we've got 16, 17 people that are in the chat right now, chatting Matt up and asking him all sorts of questions. So we're having a good time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fun.
I don't know what to do here.
Just answer the question.
Just answer
it's
the
nice
question.
meeting you.
Stay cool and collected. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, let's see here. Ambitious Jay, what's it? Okay, so Sweat and Grime. The next topic on Sweat and Grime, I can answer that right now. Let me pull up my calendar here. So this is how I keep track of all of the stuff that I do. That's my calendar.
Shit,
Yeah,
dude.
that's my calendar.
You're so freaking organized. It's ridiculous.
That's how I got to do this. Otherwise, I can't keep track. So that's you've got all of my Down and Dirty videos on there. You've got all of my regular vlog post videos on there. I have all of the dirt episodes so I can keep track of those. I have Sweat and Grime on there. And then on top of that, I have my actual personal calendar where I keep track of my events. So this is how I stay straight on all this. So this week, this coming Tuesday, we have Rick's buddy, who's also named Rick. He's a farmer, and he came on the podcast. So we just asked him a bunch of questions. What's that?
Rick's buddy Rick?
Rick's buddy Rick. We got the two Ricks.
Oh, rickety Rick.
It wasn't confusing at all.
No?
Yeah, so yeah, in fact, I'll just tell you guys what the topics are coming up so you can look forward to them. This week is Rick the Farmer. The following week is Jackson Alonso, which some of you guys may recognize him. He's one of my subscribers. You see him all the time here in the comments. He joins us to talk about learning disabilities and the trades and how that helps you out. And then on the 4th of January, we interview Soldier of Dirt. That was the one that actually we shot live here last weekend. That's going to drop on the 4th. And then I believe the next one, or the one, excuse me, we just recorded that's going to drop the following week. We interviewed a union plumber. And so we're going to talk to him, asking him a bunch of questions about life in the plumbing industry. Commercial plumbing.
My brother-in-law is a union plumber, and he's been building a lot of hotels up in like Portland area, stuff like that.
Yep.
Get him on.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm down. Let's see here. I gotta figure out where we're at. Hey, Frank is in here. What's going on, Frank? Good to see you. Digging okay. He has finally arrived. Even though, man, Frank, we only got like 15 minutes left in here, but it's good to see you.
We were just talking about you, Frank.
We were just talking about you. As always, we're always talking about Frank. Jackie, do you have any suggestion on what equipment I could upgrade to from a skid steer? I use hand-foot controls now. Should I practice with just joysticks first? So I would say if you're using hand-foot controls in a skid, I would 100% get good at using your hand controls, because, man, I'd say 90+% of skid steers these days are all going to be joystick controls. So that's absolutely worth learning. Yeah, hand foot, like the old Bobcats. Oh yeah.
For steering.
So you got the forward, backwards with your arms, and then you got, I can't remember which one's which, but I want to say like boom is on the left and bucket is on the right foot pedal. Try to be accurate with those. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Hate hand foot controls. Hate them. So I would say yes. Learn the joysticks for sure. But then from there, honestly, you've got some of the basic building blocks, especially if you're running a tracked machine. You've got some of the basic building blocks for moving into a dozer. If you are in a wheeled machine, you've got a lot of the fundamental basic building blocks for moving into a loader. Or if you just want to learn something all entirely new, go jump in an excavator, because excavators, like everyone loves an excavator, and they're pretty straightforward to learn the controls. Like, excavators come off as super intimidating and really scary. The reality of the excavator is it's not that difficult of a machine to just purely operate. I could get someone proficiently loading trucks within probably a day. Where excavators are difficult is you're always, generally doing technical things with them. So like Matt does underground work all the time. You're craning things through the air, you're lifting loads, you're working with guys right beside the bucket, you're working in really tight areas like a trench box. Like, that's where an excavator gets difficult, is because it's really, really technical. But actually just making the machine move in a smooth manner, excavators really aren't too terrible. So I would encourage you, if you've got the opportunity, go learn the hoe. So anything you want to add, Matt?
Be careful.
Go ahead.
Be careful, but be careful. Be respectful. Respect the machine. It's a machine. You gotta respect it because it does have limits.
Absolutely.
But don't be scared.
Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. I mean, you're gonna think you're scared, and if you think you're gonna tip, you're boomed all the way out, which you shouldn't be a lot of the time anyway, but sometimes you have to be boomed all the way out, and you think you're gonna tip, let go of half the load.
Yeah.
Your safety is more important than any dirt that has to be moved at all. Your safety, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, just don't be scared.
Yeah.
This is gonna tip forward. No, it's not going to tip forward if you have that boom in front of you.
Well, I was going to say, it's just like running a skid steer. As you were learning the skid steer, the first couple times you got in there, it felt really tippy, and you were confident you were going to go over backwards, or you were going to go over forwards going down a hill. And the reality is, once you kind of learn to operate the machine, first of all, you learn the limitations of the machine. Secondly, you learn how to set yourself up that if something starts to tip, you're either going to catch yourself on your counterweight, or you put your boom in an orientation that you're only going to tip a little bit before the boom and the bucket hit the ground and catch yourself. It's the same in an excavator. You're always putting yourself in a situation that if something goes wrong, I have a safe way to get myself out of the situation. And that's where you cross from a bad operator to a good operator. The bad operators don't have that plan. They don't think about the contingency. They just go for it. Good operators,
So it's mindset.
absolutely.
You
Good
get
operators
the
are
mindset.
always thinking of that outlet. Yep. It's the same in the loader. I used to load trucks on really steep slopes, and I would wait until I was right up against that truck before I would start to boom up, and that way, if I started to go over, all I had to do was tap the gas, and I could set my bucket right up against. So here's the box of the truck. I could just set my bucket right up against it, and I could catch myself from going over until I could lower myself back down, that I could catch myself and back up. You're always thinking about, what if I tip? What if? That's a good operator. So anyway, I hope that helps you a little bit, Jackie. Let's see here. Aaron, my most valuable time and experience was being a ground guy for the old grader guy, setting hubs, cleaning edges. I watched how he ran the machine.
There you go.
That is the best way to learn. Watch someone who knows what they're doing.
And cleaning edges suck.
What's
and
that?
I've done it. Cleaning edges, the edges
Oh
of
yeah,
third
that
line,
does suck.
third
Flat
board,
shovel scraping on the concrete, baby, all day long.
all day. It is like you make one pass, clean it. Make another pass, clean it. I'm like, you gotta do something here.
Help me out, man.
Yeah, it's like, oh, my arms. I'm 36 years old. I'm not 20.
Right.
You know?
Oh, let's see here. My first backhoe job was footings. Yeah, Frank dove right in head first. That's footings is not easy work. Let's see here, Ryan. Guess what, Frank? We found a fellow backhoe fan. Yeah, that's right. Matt is on your side. Matt loves backhoes, Frank.
Backhoes are decent machines. I like them. I do.
We'll see if Matt gets invited back to the live stream. Oh, let's see here. Oh, and he backs it up. Frank just said backhoes don't have door problems. That's good.
They do have some backhoes that do have doors.
That's true. I will say I had a machine that I sold to a very, very successful customer that did have a shitload of door problems, and it almost cost me the machine. So got to be careful on that one. Ryan, watch and learn, I think, is one of the best ways to learn how to run a machine. It's entirely how I've done it. I've only got a year of operating every now and then, but just watching has taught a lot. And that's the thing. That's where YouTube is such an effective tool. And that's really one of the primary reasons I started my channel, is because, you know, when I grew up, I would go around to all these job sites and I would hang out and I would just sit and watch and watch and watch. And I was just taking in everything those guys were doing. And there's not a lot of opportunities to do that once you kind of get over a certain age to where you're not a kid anymore. And it's awkward for you to just stand there and watch someone as a grown-ass man. So that's why YouTube is such an awesome resource, is because, you know, Matt's a great example. Frank is a great example. Let's Dig is a great example. Dirt Perfect is a great example. You get to watch these guys. Shane is a great example here in the comments. All of these guys are doing their craft, their particular niche of the earth moving industry. And you get to watch their process. You get to watch how they think about things. You get to watch how they handle things. And because Matt isn't Frank, who isn't Shane, who isn't Let's Dig, everyone has their own little spin on it. And so you get to sit there and take it all in, and then you get to go, I really like the way Matt did that, but I really like the way Shane did that. That's the power that YouTube has in this industry. So yeah, Ryan, 100%. Like, watching other operators that you know are good operators is such an invaluable way to learn. And there's my soapbox.
I've learned a lot.
Off my soapbox.
I've learned a lot from watching you, Let's Dig, They're Perfect. Yeah, this person digging okay. This person. I've learned a lot, and like you just keep going with it, and then you add your own little doohickey to it, and then your doohickey to the thingamabob.
That's right. It's all about the thing,
It
but
works
bobs and
out for you.
doohickeys.
Yeah.
We got Rob G. I got thrown in a Cat 953 track loader Friday for the first time to do a stockpile. I panicked with all the trucks coming at me. Damn it, Rob. Like,
Don't panic.
of
Just
all
do
of
it.
the things that he had to drop on me, it's that he got in a track loader. That's my so another thing on this channel. Track loader is my absolute favorite machine in the industry, and I have yet to run one. I went to Louisville, Kentucky because a guy was going to let me run one, so I booked a trip. Drove my family down there. My parents actually flew in because they were going to hang out with the kids while I was out fucking around in this track loader. The guy stood me up.
Right.
He totally ghosted me. So, track loaders, like Rob, come on, man. I'm excited for you. I am genuinely excited for you. I know it is panicky when you're
That is
learning a new
good.
machine and you got a truck stack lined up on you, but I'm super excited that you got some seat time. Frank, my dad was the best at footings. I learned enough from him to know what most guys don't know. Okay, let me try that. We're gonna rewind and reread the whole thing. Yeah, exactly. My dad was the best at footings. I learned enough from him to know that most guys don't know how to dig footings. That's probably a super accurate statement. I guarantee you, I've never had to dig like pure commercial footings. I guarantee you I'd have no idea what I'm doing. In fact, when our dig off comes, we're gonna have to make sure that we clarify it's not a footing dig, it's just a dig off.
Well, the commercial side, when you do the commercial side, it's basically times 2. So if you got a 12-inch footing, now it's 24 or 36.
Yeah.
And then they got a 12-inch stem wall, and then everything just kind of goes up as it grows. Sorry, I hit my phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you just kind of faded off into the distance there. Hey, if someone, by the way, if someone will do me a favor, put a line in the comments. Oh, boom! Andrew did it without me even having to say it. Look at that,
for the word.
man! He is on the ball. So I'm gonna go to the bottom of the comments because we're at 9 o'clock here. So let's see here. Yeah, we already did an hour and a half. I downloaded This is Ryan.
Thank you.
I downloaded TikTok for about 5 minutes, said it was stupid, and deleted it. Yeah, that's kind of, yeah. I have something like spiritually within me where I'm just against TikTok. Ugh,
I tried it. I didn't do it. My wife don't like it. Yeah,
yeah.
TikTok, not.
Ugh, yeah. Rob, also got a crash course in GPS while I was running an 815, new to GPS, but it's very nice. GPS is a game changer. When you learn how to really utilize GPS, you can be productive in a dozer. It is incredible what you can accomplish and this is the caveat, you have to know how to run a dozer. The GPS isn't going to do it for you, but if you know how to run a dozer, and then you learn how to run GPS effectively and efficiently, it is incredible how much material one operator can move with GPS in a dozer.
We've run GPS in an excavator.
Yep.
And we've become, when we're doing mainline sewer, we've become within 500ths maybe of the grade we need to be. So the pipe layer, all he needs to do is just, chink in pipe, and then everything's on grade legit.
Yep.
It's
GPS.
Awesome.
It is. It really is. But it's one of those things. It's another skill in addition to all your other skills. You got to know how to run GPS on top of knowing how to run the excavator or the dozer, whatever you're putting it on. Let's see here. Rob, our skid steers are all new Bobcat joystick. I used to run foot controls, but joystick, yes. Joystick is so much more accurate than freaking foot controls. Foot controls are garbage. Garbage, I say. Even though there's still some guys that swear by it. Let's see here. So let's see. Frank just said, I've never flipped a backhoe in over 30 years. I've seen more skids on the top than backhoes. Ryan countered with, that's because everyone thinks they can run a skid steer. And the first thing that comes to mind is someone named Aaron Witt. I know I wouldn't bring him up, Andrew. I'm sorry. But I had to say it. Anyway, had to wait till you had enough to drink. Yeah, so Frank's response to when he's coming in so late is he had to wait until we had enough to drink. We're pacing ourselves somewhat.
Is it? I'm only 18 beers deep.
That's right. Andrew, Starnes is doing a skid steer competition soon. Big ass get together with a bunch of skids, with one of the main things being hand, feet versus joysticks. That's not a competition. I'm sorry, you're never going to be as accurate in a freaking hand foot machine.
You got steering on the right, bucket on the left.
Yeah,
it's
no
so
thank you.
great.
No thank you. Bacon, have to do yoga to do hand foot controls and get full speed. That's right. Let's see here. Bum, bum, bum. Lesson 1 in a skid steer, use the bucket as a skid plate. That's right. Skid has to be the skid has to be unstable to operate properly. That's right. Jackie, thank you all so much. I load my own trucks and have a tilt deck to haul too, but yes, I do want to try excavator or loader. Honestly, Jackie, if you've got the skid down pretty pat, you're pretty well geared up to get into a loader. You've got to get used to the articulation in the middle instead of like being able to swing in an absolute zero radius, but like when it comes to filling the bucket without spinning the tires, all of that's the same. When it comes to approaching the truck and dumping into it, knowing how when you're exactly, and knowing when your bucket's empty when you're over the truck, like all of that still applies. Like it's a great stepping stone for getting into a loader. And if you can run a loader efficiently and effectively and quickly, you can write your own ticket on a pipe crew. Like pipe crews need good loader operators. So
that's for damn sure.
And then Ryan follows up with, if you want to watch someone play with a big hoe, Shane's your man. And I will agree. Shane runs some big old hoes out there in California. So, I am to the line. It's 9:06. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to cut it there. Like, Matt, any final words before we sign off here?
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Straight from the words of Matt, which, by the way, Matt, what is your channel's name?
Dignation21.
Dignation21. Guys, go check out Dignation21. You can see Matt doing his thing over there. Obviously, go ahead. What were you going to say?
The content of the new company, it's not few and far between. It's a lot less than what I used to do, because I went from strictly the residential side to mainline side, and the mainline side I'm 100% busier than I was then. Yeah, so, and then, swinging 1,800 pound, 6,000 pound vault over people, and you just don't get that on video.
Yep.
Good type of thing.
I will say, doing underground work, you got to be careful with what you film and what you put out there. And yeah. So
there's a lot of stuff I can't film, but there's Anyway, long story short, yes, I began filming again and trying, but I do get very busy.
Yeah, no sweat. So with that being said, go check out Dignation21 and check out Matt's stuff. And again, just to reiterate, this is the last one for 2021, guys. I am not live streaming next week or the following week. We are going to continue to release Sweat and Grime podcast through that whole time. Yeah, exactly. I know. Everyone panics. I know. We'll be all right. We'll make it. But we are doing Sweat and Grimes. Those will continue to release. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We appreciate it as always. You guys have a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on the next side of Merry Christmas. Yeah, we'll see you in 2022.